Okay, as she already explained, I'm in business. I have a different certification from different modalities that I accumulated over 18 years from the awakening that I first experienced. When I was about 35 years old, I experienced that first as a woman in that age group, experiencing, oh, I'm having a difficult time meeting a husband who everyone is asking, where's your husband? Why are you married? And with the pressure and going around and dating around, I find that I'm just not meeting people and I'm just not connecting with people. And surrendering, which we are forced to do right now, I experienced 18 years ago that if I don't surrender, I knew that I would not be a happy person. So I surrender myself to God at the moment. I'm just going to surrender. I will let go of this ideal of being married or being in a partnership with somebody. And I will take, if the God's will is for me to be a single for the rest of my life, I surrender. And a week later, I was visiting Tampa, Florida for my clients. And in this air conditioning room of 69 degrees, I experienced phenomenal spiritual experience where I met the God, the divine presence, when I was awake, and my bed that I was sleeping was shaking in the middle of the night for about 2 hours. I thought I was having an earthquake experience, and it was the spirit just kind of fighting within the field that I got to experience the demons and angels fighting, whether you call that or however you call that. I experienced that over my soul, because before the time, basically was my soul was kind of hidden. I wasn't really necessarily walking my path, and when I decided to just surrender, meaning I let my ego go, and that's when I opened up the channel to connect to the spirit world and started to hear God's voice. So after that rebirth experience of just all my moisture out of my body transformed to sweat, and my entire bed was so wet, and I basically engaged different dimensional experience by engaging with different things and being able to hear and feel. I noticed that, oh, there's something happened within this experience that I'm no longer able to be operating as like a regular, normal human being. And people start recognizing me as a medical intuitive or start seeing all that was happening without me knowing what does that mean. So that's why I started my search, SoulSearch actually, to understand who I was. And I did many different practice, Tao practice, Chi practice, Deeper practice, therapy, and working with the practitioners and energy counselor. I had one of my mentor from Agape International. She's a reverend from Agape who taught me how to do the visioning practice, which I incorporate into my own practice right now. It's one of my way to help heal and open up their channel. And it led me to actually meeting somebody a week later of that spiritual engagement. I met my ex-husband and got married. And that husband was the biggest teacher, the biggest challenger, and led me to experience all of the modalities because what we needed to do was to save our marriage, of this challenging marriage, with anger issues that he just did not know how to control. So to save our marriage, we went through this type of events 18 years ago, and that's how I became a practitioner. And throughout that journey, I led to Sedona, where I was beginning to practice 100% as a practitioner to perform sessions such as intuitive breathing sessions, breathwork sessions, and inner child healing sessions, past life regression, with clients flying over from all over the states for 5 days to 7 days private retreats to heal their traumas from their past that is causing them to having certain challenges, whether it's a physical challenges, emotional challenges, relationship challenges. What they had was money. They didn't have an issue with spending money to come to heal. Obviously, you know, we all know that money is not the source of happiness, because they would all come and spend $5,000, $10,000 for private retreat that is being performed by people like practitioners like myself. 5 to 10 different practitioners who just work with each one of those clients, and 90% of our practice is actually healing your inner child. It's directly impacted, and they would serve thousands of people. So over the 15 or 20 years of their practice, 90% of everything that you're challenged is from your past. So what we decided to do was, we would do, and then everything that I did was already, I was trained, and I was just facilitating all these different sessions. And like the subject of this talk is time traveling and past life healing, and it's all we were performing. People will go back to, as we facilitate, to their childhood or their past life, and understand the cause of why they're being challenged in every aspect of their lives. And once they get to know, and the healing starts to begin, and they would decide to create different patterns of their lives. So this belief system that was created from their past isn't any different than people who are poor or have more money. Everybody has these challenges, and it's basically either their relationship challenges in marriage or partnership, or their health challenges. And more increasingly happening these days are their purpose challenges. The people that are lost of like, I really don't want to do this job that actually feeds me butter, bread and butter. It sustains me, but I am not happy. This is 99% of the people who's coming to do a session with me on a daily basis, because I do private sessions and Zoom calls and all that through my counseling sessions with people. So it's either that, or extreme health issues, or relationship issues. The relationship issues are crazy. People are married with 20, 30, 40 years of their life, and there is no connection. They live as a roommate. There is no intimacy. And some of them, I'm just amazed, I haven't had sex with my partner for 20 years of our life. This is not something 1 out of 100. There are so many of disconnection happening in the relationship, or people cannot meet their partner who is in alignment with your vibration. It's just extremely hard to meet people who you can connect. A lot of people cannot commit, or they are in a toxic relations. This is another phenomenon is happening, that we are almost in a place where having a healthy relationship is rare than you being single and frustrated. And obviously physical symptoms such as cancers and all the issues that people are experiencing, along with emotional issues, depression, anxiety, ADHD, insomnias are just skyrocketing. If you're looking at the data, how it was 20 years ago, even just 20 years ago. And right now, it's a day and night. And we didn't have many of these issues 20, 40, 60 years ago. And where we are right now is just incredibly saddening. And what I see is a lot of people being traumatized, and we are experiencing just from our neighborhood. I have a place in Los Angeles where I have a studio. I have a house in Sedona, and experienced these two different locations where Sedona is very serene, peaceful, and Los Angeles right now it's just burning apocalypse happening. Just right, basically a 1 block away from my studio. But it's not actually just from the fire started with winds. It's also involved with our consciousness where we're at. The earth, our relationship with Gaia is just basically screaming and crying out and telling us, what are you guys doing? On the earth, are you truly on your purpose and sharing your gift? Or are you too much on greed? Are you too much on trauma and then not healing? Like, are you just making all this money and accumulating the stuff that, as you could see, that is not even a matter? And then what are you doing today? Because your life could just be gone, as you all witness through what's happening right now. So we are in a very traumatized society. What is happening on the world with natural disaster isn't about the natural weather situation. It's our consciousness actually directing it to happen beyond. So we just look at our lives, and a lot of you guys actually sitting here, and what I feel is you're here because you're meant to heal and lead. You're not here to, I know all you're here are, your purposes are not just to be in a place of darkness or in different places. As we are birthing this new earth, the old earth is disappearing, just like what we're witnessing. And we don't heal our past. We're resisting the way we are moving forward. So this is where the time travel comes. I just actually experienced time traveling just 30 minutes ago. It's just sitting in a bed with so many ways to experience this time traveling method. In order for us to move forward to the future that we want to create, we have to heal our past. Because everything that is happening in our life currently is the cause of what happened from our past. As a practitioner who led hundreds of people to their past lives, this is the truth. I mean, some people do not believe in past life regression and different beings and all that. I think many of you do believe this. If you don't heal your past traumas and past belief system, then what is holding you back is that So I'm not about holding on to the past. People sometimes ask, like, why do we have to do past life? Why can't we just move forward? Because you're moving forward with your baggage that you brought in from your past, and it's heavy. That's why you're moving forward. Once you let that go, then you are so much in a better shape because you're so much lighter and you are able to create a different path. So what happens with past life regression is that when you're doing a session, whether you do it in person, one-on-one, or group sessions, you get to see your past, you get to see what happened, and it's giving you the cause, the root cause that is directly related to what you're experiencing right now. And you get to visit 3 or 4 different types of past lives, and you're in different centuries, different sex, different people and engagement and all that, but those are all actually who you're engaging from this life. And what you're doing is you're repeating what you're experiencing now that was generated from thousands of years back in different life. If it wasn't processed, you are recreating that scenario. Actually, your intention is to heal that, but many times we don't necessarily hear all of that, and then you get to repeat it. And right now, because our timelines are in fast mode right now, you are actually repeating all of them within this lifetime. That's what we're experiencing right now. But understanding that cause in your belief system, you start healing, and this is happening through regression therapy, breath work, plant ceremonies, all of that you get to experience it. And from knowing that and understanding it, it's going to further you to move forward. Just by doing the past life regression, I experienced people who wanting to get pregnant and then did everything with the Western medicine way, spending tens and $20,000s and doesn't get the result. You know how simple it was for us to find the cause of that? Subconsciously, she wants to get pregnant. She's been working on it for 4 or 5 years. Consciously, they want a baby. Well, who would have thought that she was the one who was blocking this? Subconsciously, she had a fear when she was young that something happened from her parents that made her believe that I'm not worthy to be alive and I will not let anyone experience this. She had a tough childhood, and when she was 3 years old, she's looking at her father and mother fighting, and she blames it on her. If I wasn't here, they could just go separate ways. But because I'm here, now they have to fight because they're trying to not get divorced, and she's blaming it on her. So she's like, I will not, she's swearing at the moment as a little baby, I will not let anyone else experience what I'm experiencing right now. So we go back and we reprogram it. We reprogram. So that's the time travel. It can happen within this lifetime or your previous lifetime. You go back, you're not only going to find out if you're playing contract from your past life. And that's what a lot of people want to do with past life, but that's not the point. The point is for you to go back and you have to shift your Akashic records. That's the most important part of doing past life regression. If you don't do it, you go back and you're going to repeat it. Unless you're going to do past life regression session, like Mike Rice's client, she would come once a week to do past life regression every week, then you can heal it through. But no one's going to want to do that, especially in this busy time. People don't want to do more than 2-3 sessions of past life regression. And that's the reason why I look into other ways. How can I provide for people to heal their past from a different way? Breath work is another great way because whenever you're doing breath work, you are time traveling. And it's not the simple Wim Hof breath work. It's the breath work that you will be laid down more than an hour. You are gonna go somewhere. You're gonna go visit in different dimensional place where you are accessing the root cause. It's one of the best way to heal. And the release happens actually right away. And that actually doesn't even take any kind of plant medicine or devices. It's the most natural way for you to engage and engage. But you have to shift that record. You have to create a new pattern. That takes some effort from you. Because as a healing practitioner, I can never ever heal you. If anyone tells you I will heal you, I say question it. I'm only a guide. I can open it up the door for you, but the belief system, I don't put the belief system on you. You have to create that belief system. I'm only assisting. So now, when you create a new belief system from all these modalities, it has to be done through data that is connecting you to be in subconscious mind. Consciously, we have more information than ever in this information age that we are moving away from. It's going to be even more. You're going to have just a click on your computer, the information will be available. How to heal, but you don't do it. This is something that happens to me and for many with our food. You see, we all know what is healthy food and what is good for you. And then we know we don't need more information, but why we not do it? It's our subconscious pulling us back. It's a program within us. Subconsciously, just like, I know, consciously it's not good for me, but subconscious is like, just go for it. It's an automatic system. Subconscious is an automatic system. It's a pattern that just automatically put you to go grab a pan of ice cream. That we all know that we don't need to have it. That's why our diet industry is a $1 billion industry. Because the diet industry actually knows that it will not work. That's why they're coming up with a new product that it will work if your subconscious is accepting that's truly what's good for me and I can do it. It's not just discipline. Discipline is very much related to your subconscious mind. So that's why diet industry is one of the biggest industry that we see. And nobody is getting slimmer, but more people are getting overweight. So how do we actually shift this subconscious mind? And that's where traveling to deeper inner world of ourselves and creating a new version of you is the key. Again, it's requiring integration. It doesn't just require regression session. It needs some discipline, guidance, and practice to keep you going. And my thing is that for 18 years of my life, I just keep studying and how can I support? How can I make it work? Past life regression is great. And then if you haven't done it, I strongly recommend at least give 1 or 2 times a chance because it will give you an amazing insight. And you'll come in, and I know that I'm a reader myself, but instead of coming to these events and ask somebody to find out what's going on with you through the readers, you want to be able to understand what's really going on inside of you. And that is gonna, all this regression and subconscious working will help you to understand so that you become the reader of your mind. That's the most important thing that you cannot be continuously coming back and ask someone what's going on with my life, when am I gonna meet my partner, what's happening with my marriage, when I'm gonna get rich. Because this is a very typical question we get, and then this is a question we get all the time. And prediction, because of the Akashic records, there is a prediction, right? But you actually have the power to shift to your Akashic records. People don't know that, and then they just follow, oh, because of my astrology, because my Akashic record, this is that. No, you actually have the power to shift, because when we time travel to our past, right? It could be past a week before, could be past our childhood, or 1,000 years back when we were born to which, if you go back and take the path A instead of path B that we took, then this is where the time travel works for your present and your future, and your Akashic records will change. So you get to either stay as an unhealthy Scorpio, that's your Akashic records actually, or you come back and then you're becoming, by taking the path A, and then you become healthy Scorpion King. It's up to you. It's how much you're willing to take your power back within you. So instead of giving a session that is very costly, I try to find different solutions that can serve people. And one of the solutions is actually working with one of my sacraments, where this is a shaman's function. It's called Manira Mascaria. This is all our ancestors utilize in their settings of temple and spiritual practice to use to connect to the God, the divine, which in other words, your inner being. So it's just giving you the power back rather than giving it to other beings. You're not giving it to angels. Like you're not, it's still the angel, giving the angel, the Michael, the angel, the Raphael. It's beautiful. It's a great way to step into connecting and being with spirituality, but you're still giving the power to those angels. I want the power created by you. Like I am actually the professional inspirer of you. Like I see all the positives and negatives of you, because I'm an energy reader, and all I want to do is you to share your gift. Because just with people in this room can change the world. We're not necessarily sharing our gift. We're kind of like, can I really share? Am I good enough? Can I actually trust what you actually can? Because God, the divine, is all around you and inside of you, flowing through you. And because of our past unhealed wounds are not healed and we've been suppressing, it's the only reason why you're not just 100% on your path. So as a priestess, I work with a lot of the scripts from the Bible. I'm not a Christian anymore, but there are a lot of great teachings from the Bible saying we're given, each of us are given talents, right? And one go out and waste all, the one just keep it in their savings and don't utilize it. And one are multiplying their gifts. So just to really see where you're at. Most of you here have very specific gifts that you want to share with the world. And don't be afraid. You have a good enough of a gift and spiritual protection to further why you are here. We didn't come to this earth to do 9 to 5. We didn't come to this earth to just, which a lot of people say that is the happiness, having good education, get married, have 2 kids, and a nice house, and 2 cars. I did that. I wasn't fulfilled. And I know that many of you have not fulfilled when you went for that. That's still a box that we're given. So to do that, you're gonna go to college, go get a job, and blah blah blah. And that spiritually, it's still not who you meant to be. You each have a unique. I see some people just working amazing with crystal. Some people are singers, some people are dancers, some people are healer, and we each have this gift that we're given. So this is another way that you can access this information through. Some people do not know what gift you have. And some people may be in a place where you need healing first. Because if you're not healed, how can you service, right? But we want to heal so that you can share your gift. This is our purpose. Our purpose isn't just have a little married life and then what happens? Or burnt, right? We witness. And then you want to ask, like, if I'm leaving Earth tomorrow, what did I do to utilize my gift and multiply? So, in order for me to actually service, so I created several different ways for you to engage, which is one I have handed this out, which is the healing retreat, past life healing retreat. It happens to be actually be facilitated on the March spring equinox in Mesa, Arizona. So in this beautiful land where there was nothing, it was just a desert. And I went about a year ago and I initiated the land with this amazing shamanista who I actually met a year ago up in Sedona. I saw her path when I did her life path. And she was at the borderline of should I pursue this or not? And I was like, well, this is in your chart. Do you want to do this or do you want to just do the whatever other things that she was doing? She took it and she now became another amazing shaman. And she created this retreat center called the Oasis of Chi. If you come to my table, you'll see how beautiful she created out of nothing. This is a true oasis in desert. And it's a healing desert where there is a beautiful pool, the yoga studio, where we're going to do breath work. There's going to be infrared salt rooms and IV treatment. All that you need for healing is available. And for just the one session that you will do on past life regression therapy, you get to experience all of this either from day retreat or overnight retreat with the plants. The plants are amazing. Plants are here to teach us and guide us and unify us. And I as a plant ceremonial, I'm not actually a member of Native American church, so I facilitate medicine journeys. And at the night time, we're gonna have some plants to actually go deeper into, and you're gonna have some awakening, spiritual awakening moments as you incorporate some of the plants. The reason is because some people don't need it to be awakened, but we are bombarded with all the agenda of the government and advertising and corporation. So we are in a spiritual world, or actually always having to sort of like block it off, but it's very hard to not let that affect us. I mean, I swear to myself, like I'm just not gonna be on social media more than 50 minutes a day. But I find myself, it can suck you in. And I'm like I have to be so disciplined to get away from it. But your intuition and your psychic abilities will be open up lest you engage with media and government agenda. So I actually have another offering of classes that I teach how to raise your psychic abilities. And many people are wondering about, like, do I have it? You all have it. somebody is a little bit stronger in as a seer or audio, so or feel, but I can teach more about the details through those classes. It's very minimal. What I want is I don't want people to come and spend thousands of dollars to become certified practitioner or heal. I'm just trying to find like how can I serve people at this like critical moments in our life by not needing to spend a lot of money, but it will just benefit both of us. So I have a different offerings. You can simply incorporate mushroom because they actually are the subconscious mushroom. They work with your subconscious. This is not psychedelic. They are more of a healing mushroom. So simply just by incorporating the mushroom into your daily life, just a very little micro dosing, they will lead you to actually past lives while you're sleeping. So when you are sleeping, you're dreaming. What you're dreaming is multidimensional connections. I just had a dream last night that my boyfriend, I'm engaging with my boyfriend and helping him, and then he's turning into my son. It's like this like a very weird scenery that is connected to our consciousness, is showing up for us to process it through. But the great thing about working with the mushroom, this particular mushroom, is that you don't have to put so much of this plan into your practice. They do it subconsciously while you're sleeping. It's probably the easiest way for you to incorporate time traveling, and you will time travel with this mushroom. The shamanic journeys, plant medicine journeys are another amazing way for you to time travel, go to past, future, go to another we have an access for 12 dimensions. And we are at the moment moving away from 3-dimensional, and where we are headed, we must get rid of this lower frequency. We are separating, this earth is separating right now. What you see from the fire that is happening right now is an indication of what is happening in our consciousness. You see with fire, if you really look at closely, some things are burned out completely. And it's like just that there's a one small tree not burned at all. That is some structure, some things are nothing's happening. Somehow nothing's happening. Most are destroyed. 95% are destroyed. But 5%, why it's right next to fire, but it's still alive. That's something that is showing us how the new earth is being created. So the new world order, the revelation from the Bible of the hell that is people are experiencing, it's happening at the same time the heaven is experiencing right here. It's not we're going to another world, we're not going to another planet. It's happening at the same time. But what you want to know is whether our physical body gets to diminish, your spirit, where is your spirit at? How are you in this space? We have to get rid of this fear. Like, okay, anything can happen. Where am I with my fear? When I already kind of let this fear of death go, and I know many of you have that too, but it's not about just dying. You want to understand, because you came here to do something. You have a source purpose, and your source purpose is very particular for each one of you. Have I come here to just get by, or have I come here with a certain purpose? Did I do something? It doesn't have to be grand things. Have I lived my daily life to make this place a better place than yesterday? If you are in agreement with that, then you are you no longer are afraid of dying. or anything happen to you. Physically, we may experience this, the dissolving, but spiritually, you are living in new earth. So I actually would love to have you guys to really revisit as this construct of the earth is happening. It's time for you to really assess, like, have I healed this? What kind of relationship am I within? And am I a healthy person, both mentally and physically? If there's something that can help you to become a better version of yourself, that is the key for you to actually creating the world a better place. It's not you go out and do a bunch of volunteer works. It's actually when you're creating yourself, a better version of yourself, the energy that is vibrating out of is going to touch many that you don't even realize. It's not about you have to be in a certain profession to serve. It's about when you become healthier version of yourself, that is impacting because you all are frequency that's emanating certain frequency out. So if you're interested in more of this, please join me on this amazing spring equinox, spring self-love, past life healing retreat that is happening in March 21st and 2nd. And also, if you are unable to, but if you're interested in getting to know more about what I practice and interested in working as a healing practitioner or psychic, then the online class program is being offered. Also give these guys a chance. If you haven't already, they are non-poisonous. This was labeled as poisonous so that we are not connected to them for about 1,000 years ago. And it was an order. If you read the book of Anastasia, which was my first teacher who taught me from Russia, it's a mushroom of Russia, mushroom of Siberia, mushroom underneath the pine trees, where I was told about what happened to our humanity about the century, 12th, 13th century, when all the priests utilized this mushroom for the spiritual practice. The controller, the opponent of the light beings, the dark forces, they did not like what was doing to the humanity, because it's connecting you to God, and what they did was order of the world. This mushroom, let people not touch this mushroom, and because there was a good reason. If you don't know how to work with this, then you could fall into a coma. If you were to eat like just a raw of this mushroom and work, that's why the other one where it comes from. You could just sleep for 8 to 12 hours, and some people could vomit and can have nausea, and that's what they call it's a toxic element. It's not toxic. It's just it will put you in a very deeper state. But that's because if you are irresponsible, that's why this has to be dealt with the shamans or someone who knows about it. You can't just go out and just pick it. That's why it's called the shaman's mushroom. But because of their reasoning, they stopped this mushroom to be available for people. It's probably the fountain of youth, as far as I understand. And sadly, this is happening again. Now that people are more aware of all these plant medicines and ayahuasca, the mushroom are benefiting people, what's the agenda of a pharmaceutical? They are assessing, wait a second, okay, if that's good, let me extract out and make a pills, right? If we can't, then this needs to be banned. This is what they did at 1300. This is happening again now. All this natural medicine, my account, my PayPal account, got vanished. Even though this is the illegal mushroom, they don't want me to work with something that is a powerful healing herbs. And we let at 1300, we accepted, and because it was so much more denser and physical, we didn't have much choice. And this mushroom disappeared. And now they're making this comeback because we need some help. We need some help. Rather than being separated, we want to connect and lift each other up. And it's happening again. Fall of Atlantis happening right here, right now. What we are seeing from last week with California is part of the fall of Atlantis. We're experiencing it again. It's just everything, as we made a decision to create a new earth, it has to happen. The old earth has to disappear. It's a part of the process. And we all need each other's help. So I'm risking actually my life. My life is not in a very safe place as a carrier of the sacred mushroom. But okay, if I go tomorrow, I'm fine. But I'm standing here and I'm sharing this information with you all. And that's why I moved down from Sedona to talk tomorrow, so that you can join this adventure and not let the pharmaceutical, the government, insurance company, and mass production of this nonsense that people are practicing for the greed. It's time to stop. And you all have the power to join in. However you join in, it's all about heal whatever you need to heal. Raise your frequency, and please share your light and share your gift by letting go of your past and step into creating a better future for you, because you're coming all back to this place. So I think that's about my time. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Otherwise, you're all welcome to come to my table and ask more questions and experience the mushroom pictures that I personally create, and get to know what I offer more in private settings. So that's about it, guys. Thank you.